Were you in a relationship where you were giving everything you had and then some? Even with that, you were somehow always feeling like it was not enough. But at the same time, you committed that you would do anything to make this relationship work. Even after all of that, we still found ourselves in rough situations, and ultimately, we're single again. It might be devastating, but here's why it was perfect and necessary for you to go through that experience. Yo, it's your friendly neighborhood knucklehead, and in this video, I'm gonna talk about why that breakup saved your life. You are out of that stressful situation now, and we can make the decision to become a better version of ourselves now that we are not kept in that environment. Now, a bunch of people have said this in different ways, but it's all true, and that is the relationship you are in is a reflection of who you are. Now, think about that. What does that relationship reflect about you? If you want to get even more vulnerable, let me know in a comment below. What did that relationship tell you about yourself? Where is the reflection? So for me, to just share where I'm coming from, I really understand that the last relationship I was in taught me I was not as secure as I thought I was. Going into that relationship, I was cool. I had my own stuff going on. I was dating a bunch of different girls at the time, thinking about what do I like in a partner, what don't I like in a partner. And somehow I found my way attaching to one person and ended up giving years of my life to them. And I remember, even though we were at a point where we were living together and we had so much connection and so much responsibility around one another, like our relationship very much had what a strong relationship would look like. But there was one story that I'm always going to remember, and that is one night when me and my partner went out, I noticed her talking to another guy. And that's not what bothered me about the situation. I mean, we've hung out all the times, there's guys and girls everywhere, like everything is all cool. What rang alarm bells in my head was the way my partner had approached this guy, who she was like already kind of friendly with, but we went up to him and she said, "How does it feel knowing that you have all the qualities in your face that women wish they had?" Now, when I was with my partner and she said that, there was something about it that felt like it was almost a pickup line. And usually when you have a gut feeling about something, it probably is right. And now, as the course of the night went on, we were all hanging out. I didn't really let it get to me too much. I was just kind of like, okay, maybe she thinks he's cute. It's not a big deal. But it did make an impact later on how much attention she was giving to other people and how I didn't feel it coming back around my way. And even though I felt like I was in a secure place, all it really took was one kind of event like that to really question, does my partner really find me attractive, and especially attractive enough where she's not going to pursue being attracted to other people? If that makes sense to you, I want you to give me an insecure emoji face. I don't even know what an insecure emoji would look like, but I'm curious what you think. What is an insecure emoji? Put it in the comment, I want to see. That's how I was feeling. That's what my face kind of looked like on the inside. So now, if we reflect on what that relationship was and what our role was in that relationship, if we were a giver, someone that was giving, and it still ended up not working out, what does that reflect on us? We might be towing the line of codependency. And that kind of means we are just not safe within ourselves, so we look for that safety with that other person. And when that other person is cool with us, then we feel safe about everything. But the reality is we need to work towards having that sense of safety within ourselves. Even more ways where this kind of stuff can show up is if you feel like you rescued your partner, or if you feel like you had to be the savior in the situation because they were kind of a victim or had a past of things that were less favorable, so you had to be the strong, responsible person that would help them through a hard time. That usually is a reflection of us having an inner child wound, which means we're actually looking for someone to save us and save our inner child. We are exhibiting the behavior towards them that which we want someone else to exhibit towards us. Again, it's a reflection. Same thing if we are not trying to judge that partner too harshly. Were there indicators along that relationship that kind of told you like, that's not really cool, that's not a cool quality about that other person, yet we didn't want to be too judgmental? Oh, maybe they're having a rough day, or maybe this and that. Like, we make excuses for that kind of behavior. That's a reflection that we actually don't want to be judged. We are actually embodying that quality that we want people to be more lenient of us. Lastly, this is really the waving flag of codependency, is if you get to a point where you think that that other person may be too good for you. Maybe that other person is out of your league, super attractive, so you have to constantly prove that you're worthy enough to be in a relationship with them. No secret where that's coming from. We have an inner sense of unworthiness. We feel like we're not worthy just being who we are. But the reality is, if we are secure with ourselves and we are the person that we want to be, why wouldn't anybody want to be in a relationship with us? If you're proud of the things that you're doing, if you're proud of who you are and how much you've come from and how much you've learned and what your goals are and what your ambitions are, the qualities that make you you are enough to be worthy for anyone. No one else can dictate your worth except you. On that note, if you're a creative person right now and you're putting your life back together, I was in that same boat, and we can actually work together on it. That's a link to a free video where you can get just a little taste of what coaching with me is gonna look like. And pretty soon I'll have coaching opportunities for you to take advantage of. Be on the lookout for that. Until then, keep an eye on my playlist here for artistic advice and awareness. And as always, stay creative.